I'd like to call the Town Council Public Forum for Monday, May 14th, open at 6:46. The first speaker is Alan Toomy. Alan, please come forward, state your name and where you live.
Good evening. My name's Alan Toomy. I live at 89 Cuphead Crescent. And the first thing I want to say is those benches are really uncomfortable. I can see why people get annoyed once they get up here. But anyway, the reason I actually come up here for, because on April 8th, I was asked to do a wellness call with somebody. And we went over to the house and we had trouble getting in. But by the time we got in there, we found that the woman was very sick. We called the 911 and the fire department came within 5 or 10 minutes, probably even earlier than that. I want to commend them on the job that they did. They worked like a well-oiled machine. They did what they were supposed to, and not only did they help the woman that was in distress, but also the family member that was there too, who was very anxious at the time. I just want to say, and the EMS and the EMTs also were very good. They did their job. They got her out and got her into the hospital in time, and I really do appreciate what they did. So I just figured I'd let the town council know that they do a fantastic job. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toomey. Next speaker is Mr. Chris Carroll.
Good evening. My name's Chris Carroll, 2283 Main Street. I'm the Development Director for Sterling House. First, I wanted to thank everyone here for your support, both in the town budget and in the Community Development Block Grant funding that's going to be approved later. We saw a nice surprise in the agenda when the amount was increased, and I understand that the town has a larger allocation from the feds, and that's quite a surprise when they're always threatening to cut this program, but thank you very much. Across the board from everyone at Sterling House. And my handout was just something that's in the capable hands of Mr. Bendecki, who's handling the process with the council. But it is about the Neighborhood Assistance Act program from the state of Connecticut. They offer to qualified businesses a one-for-one, dollar-for-dollar tax deduction off their state taxes for donations to qualified nonprofits like Sterling House. So we did this last year with this council. Sterling House received almost $20,000 from qualifying businesses in Greater Stratford, and that money was used very well towards our energy efficiency projects. And our application is in with Christopher. He's going to handle it with you guys, but my handout just kind of gives you some more information on that program in case you had a question. I'm available. I put my phone number down there. Basically, it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't cost the town anything, and we just mail in the application by July 2nd. The state approves it. They usually prorate it based on the amount of money that the state legislature approves in its budget, but it's a win-win for all of us, and I just want to thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. Our final speaker tonight is Laura Dobis. Laura, please come forward and state your address.
Good evening, Council. My name is Laura Dobis. It's 1460 Elm Street, number 429. I'm sure you're all aware of the Board of Ed protests from terrified parents on our town lawn this evening. You could not have possibly parked your vehicle without have noticing that. I'm also sure that going into these roles, you knew that you would be walking into a very complicated situation that you were left with from prior council and mayor. My simple request on today, 514, is that for you as a council to publicly advise why you, specifically Mr. Connor, have chosen to refuse a response for public response from the council during this public forum. I realize you won't do that tonight because it's not on your agenda, but I would like you to make it public or somehow explain why, when we all come here and we speak to you with our concerns as constituents, you chose personally to remove that from the agenda. I would just like that response from you. I realize that in the past, town councilors have perhaps dramatically, emphatically, and in defense of their own voters, reacted a bit outlandishly, so I understand the concerns. But through this past election, those concerns have been alleviated. So why are you now prohibiting the public from hearing answers from this particular team is the only thing I would ask of you. And I thank you for letting me say that and ask that question.
Thank you, Ms. Dobis. Are there any other speakers? If not, this meeting will adjourn at 6:51. Thank you.